International Fight Week came into existence in 2012, with the UFC deciding to turn its annual July event into a festival celebrating all things fighting. In the last 10 years, International Fight Week has produced stellar moments, including some of the most iconic knockouts in history that you can't afford to miss. So, let's take a look at them. We'll kick things off with the middleweight bout between Matthew Semelsberger and Martin Sano Jr., which ended within seconds at UFC 226 in 2021. A heavy underdog who had his place in the promotion questioned by many, Sano Jr. was in and out of the octagon within 15 seconds, as Semelsberger cracked him with a thunderous right hand in the opening seconds of the round to send him to the Shadow Realm. Next on our list is Chad Mendes, who absolutely smashed a slow and sloppy Cody McKenzie at UFC 148. Mendes, being the quicker fighter, connected with a couple of stinging inside leg kicks early, whereas McKenzie tried clumsy head kicks but to no avail. The sloppiness of McKenzie cost him, as just 25 seconds into the fight, Mendes caught a leg kick and crumpled his foe with a venomous body shot, followed by ground and pound to finish the job. Rob Font couldn't have asked for a better promotional debut at UFC 175 when he locked horns with veteran George Roop in a bantamweight fight. Roop had a significant length and reach advantage and tried his best to maximize it by throwing strikes from distance, but Font came forward with huge shots every now and then. The back and forth continued for 2 minutes, with both men having success. Seconds into round 2, however, Font lunged forward with a huge overhand right to take his opponent's legs from under him. Edson Barboza is one of the most vicious leg kickers in the game, and he put them on display when he fought Rafaelo Oliveira at UFC 162 in 2013. Right off the bat, Barboza targeted his opponent's lead leg and chopped it down like a tree. A human body can only take so much, of course, so when the first round came to an end, Oliveira couldn't even stand on his feet because of the damage. Barboza, being the mean machine that he is, showed no mercy, however, and continued to brutalize Oliveira's legs until he would give up in the second round. In only his third fight in the UFC, Alex Pereira was gifted a fight against top contender Sean Strickland because of his rivalry with Israel Adesanya, and the Brazilian made the most of the opportunity. Strickland, being the maniac that he is, decided to stand and bang with one of the most devastating kickboxers of his time instead of fighting from range or taking him to the mat, and it proved costly. More than halfway through the first round, Pereira connected with his left hook from hell and added another shot as insult to injury to send Strickland to the Ghost Club. Despite being in the game for years, Jorge Masvidal's career peaked in 2019 when he won 3 consecutive times, but the highlight of his year was his fight against Ben Askren at UFC 239. Heading into the fight, tempers were high since Askren's chirpiness pissed Street Jesus off, but he refrained from engaging in a war of words with the Olympian. Instead, he decided to respond in the octagon. As soon as the fight started, Masvidal took a few steps forward and then ran towards Askren, blasting a knee to the side of Funky's head as he level changed for a takedown. Askren was out before he knew it. Amanda Nunes won 2 belts and defended them numerous times in her GOATed career, with one of her more notable title defenses coming against Holly Holm in their bantamweight fight at UFC 239. The two fighters fought carefully in the first couple of minutes, relying on leg and body kicks mostly. From the second minute onwards, Nunes upped the ante, mixing takedowns and power punches. At the 4th minute mark, Nunes threw a couple of feints, making Holm bite on them. Once Holm let her guard down, Nunes drilled her with a huge left kick that put her on her butt. The Lioness landed a couple more shots before the referee could intervene. Daniel Cormier is one of the few UFC fighters who have held 2 titles simultaneously, and he won his second one when he faced Stipe Miocic at UFC 226. Right off the bat, the two fighters exchanged big shots, with Miocic being the aggressor while Cormier landing shots off the back foot, although he was having success of his own. An eye poke halfway through the first round halted the action and pretty much changed the course of the fight. When the bout resumed, Cormier and Miocic fought in the clinch, where DC landed a huge elbow that knocked Miocic out cold, although there were a few additional punches. Back in his heyday, Anderson Silva was simply on another level compared to his peers, but even for goats like Silva, too many shenanigans can be costly. When Silva fought Chris Weidman at UFC 162, he had a major reality check. The All-American was in control for the most part of round 1, having success in grappling and wrestling. Silva was dancing and taunting his foe with his hands low, and in the second round he paid a heavy price for it when Weidman hit him with a powerful left hook. The Spider crashed to the canvas and Weidman finished the job with ground and pound. Last and certainly not least is the notorious himself. Conor McGregor's meteoric rise in the UFC featherweight division from 2013 onwards saw him reach the highest of highs in the game, with one of his more notable wins coming against Chad Mendes at UFC 189. The two-time NCAA Division I All-American took McGregor down with relative ease, but he couldn't capitalize on it with enough ground and pound. McGregor would make his way back to his feet every time he was taken down and punish Mendes with body kicks in the first round, before finishing him in the second round with his trademark left hook, followed by brief ground and pound to win the interim featherweight title and produce the most iconic International Fight Week moment. Which knockout is your favourite? Let us know in the comments. To watch more awesome videos like the one you just watched, please subscribe to our channel and turn on those notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.